All right, it is another banger episode and nothing really much. All right, so you are welcome to this particular episode, and make sure you do well to stay to the end. Make sure you stay to the end so that you can actually benefit what I have in this particular episode. All right, nothing really much. So it's been a while and I've just focused on actually taking trades. I don't really have that much energy in actually creating videos that much. All right, so not really much. I've just been focused about taking trades, and that is just it for it. But not really much. In this particular episode, I'm just actually going to show you. What is currently going on in the space of trading Forex, GBP USD and Euro USD, to be precise. All right. I'm going to show you the experience I've actually had in this particular coming month and in this particular month. So in this particular previous month and in this particular month, I'm going to show you the trades. I will do a recap of the trades I've actually taken coming to this particular month. And in this month, I'm also going to show you what I'm currently experiencing in this particular month. So if you want to gain one or two, if you want to learn, all you just need to do is watch and learn, and also stay to the end of this particular video so you can actually see what I have. All right, not really much. So you are really welcome, and it's been a while. All right, and make sure you do to like this video, because I'm actually dropping a valuable video that can actually take your trading from point A to point B. All right, nothing much. So what I'm actually going to be showing you in this particular episode is the setups I actually took last month, and I'll tell you why I entered, and I'll tell you the things, the confidence and criteria I saw before confirming those setups, and both the one I actually lose and the one I won, I'm going to show you. Alright, so in this particular month I've not really done anything. The two trades I was supposed to take, I'm going to update you what happened in that particular two trades. All you need to do is stay to the end so that you can actually see what is going on in the space of trading GBP USD and also Euro USD. Nothing really much. Alright, so you are really welcome, and make sure you stay to the end so I can actually show you my chart. Alright, it's been a while. Chart your chart so that chart will not forget to chat you. Today is currently Friday and the time is like 1 p.m. Alright, creating this video. So this is just like a recap video and talking about my charts, so you can actually benefit from this particular video. All right, not really much. All right, chat. Should chat your chart so that chat will not forget to chat you. All right, not really much. And yeah, welcome to my chart, and this is currently Euro USD, and the time is 1:25 p.m. on Friday. So I don't really have any trade going on at the moment, and in this particular week I can say that I did not even actually trade. So what I'm just going to actually do is just do a recap of the trades that I've actually took in the previous trading season, which is like last month, and the one that I was supposed to take in this particular month. So I'm just going to tell you what I saw before entering and how the experience of the trade actually was. All right, nothing more. So make sure you do well to stay to the end, and let's see how it goes. So this is currently Euro USD in the 45-minute time frame. So what I saw before actually executing this particular trade was a breaker block in entry from, and if you check, you can actually see another block. Right, you can actually see another block in that particular zone. So what I actually did was I waited, and I saw that okay, price is going to respect this particular breaker block because they actually created liquidity. Right, liquidity is one of the essential things you have to watch out for if you are an SMC trader. So price actually created this liquidity, and I did not actually did aggressive entry in this particular trade because why? Remember, like I said, I have problems actually taking aggressive entries in setups like this. So what I saw was price did all these stocks here, and if price want to break this particular breaker block, it would have done it, and price will continue going to the downside, right? But what happened was price actually consolidated around this particular zone, which is the breaker block zone, right? And it started to go to the upside. So like after waiting like a couple of days, and I figured out that in this particular zone buyers are actually taking control, so I just executed the buy entry. And if you see, when I executed this particular buy entry was like February 6, 2026 at, I think that's like 2 o'clock, right? Around 2 o'clock. So without it being said, this particular trade took over how many days? It took like, let me see, I executed February 6, right? February 6, and the price got to my take profit February 9th. This is about like 3 days trade. So as a swing trader, this is just what I normally do, and I enjoy it. Alright, I enjoy holding trades couple of days. So that was just it for this particular opportunity, and the trade was a very slick and sweet trade. It was just moving without not really much retracement, because there are some trades that are actually very much toxic. But this one took days though, but it was just going its thing gradually to the upside until it got to my target zone. So after that, I was interested in this particular supply zone, right? I was interested in this particular supply zone, but I did not tend to actually take it aggressively, because if something like this has happened, it means that there are buyers, it means that there are more buyers in the market. So I won't just want to just enter aggressively, because I don't know who is actually buying at the moment. They might just want to spoil the sell zone. So what I just did was just wait, and price did not actually tap the sell zone. Right, price did not tap that particular sell zone, and it started selling to the downside. Right, it started selling to the downside, and after waiting for a couple of days as well, price took out this particular structure, which is now giving me a break of structure to the downside. And once something like this happens, it told me like, okay, there are sellers in the market due to price approaching this particular supply zone. All right, so what I just did was just continue waiting, and I spotted this particular break of structure out, and I also spotted out my liquidity zone and all that, and this is my point of interest. This particular zone is my point of interest. So what happened was price actually mitigated that zone and started selling to the downside, and price mitigated this zone around Tuesday 17th February 17th of February 2026 around 11:45 p.m. So price mitigated that zone, but I was not actively in the chart and at that particular moment. So when I approached the chart, I figured out that okay, price has actually mitigated the zone that I want to sell from, and this is what I just did. I just actually took a sell entry from here on February 18th 8 o'clock p.m. That's like, remember, that's like when I woke up from sleep. So price tried to sell a little bit to the downside, and it retraced back up, and it also went as predicted as well. So that's just how I actually caught this particular trade as well on February 18th and all that. So without it being said, after hitting my take profit, right, after hitting my take profit of about 56 pips, and this one also took like how many hours before hitting my take profit. If I executed like 8 a.m. sorry, on the 18th, it got to my take profit that same day, right? So approximately that should be like over 16 hours or thereabout. So that was how I won this particular trade as well. So coming to what has happened, I've not really taken any trade. As you can see, price was just doing whatever it wants to do. Price is not really moving that much according to my SMC strategy, but you can just try your best not to actually fall for the market or thereabout. So in the 2 hours time frame, well, after price doing all these stuff, right, after price doing all this stuff without giving me any opportunity on let's say on Tuesday, March, right, 2026, that is like 3rd of March or thereabout, I spotted this opportunity out, right? This particular opportunity, I spotted it out without even price doing this stuff. I just mark it out and I'll show you the opportunity as a picture right now. So just make sure you take a look at that picture. I'm going to actually pop on your screen right now. So that's when price has not actually done this stuff. So I spotted the opportunity out with my point of interest, which is this particular order block right here, right? With my liquidity, this is like my liquidity for the opportunity or for that zone. This is what really happened. This is like the trade I was supposed to actually take in this particular week, but this is what happened. Price actually did so to the downside, then came back up. This is like how many pips below my entry point, and my pending order is still actually set at the moment. Okay, 17 pips below my entry point. Price did not activate me in the trade, and it did exactly as I predicted. This is just part of the business or thereabout. And this one is like a missing trade. It's like a missed trade. This is where I want to sell from, but price did not get to that particular zone I want to sell from. Just pick out the liquidity I marked and all that, and it sold massively to the downside. So this is just how I missed this particular Euro USD trade in this particular week, which is like 5th of March, coming to 5th of March and all that. So that's just it for GBP. That's just it for Euro USD. All right, this is just it for Euro USD. So for GBP USD, I'm just going to show you what I have actually done in GBP USD. Alright, so in this particular pair GBP USD, this is what I have actually traded over time. So this opportunity was the opportunity I was actually talking about in one of my previous videos. I wanted to buy from this particular zone, and this is my liquidity, right? This is my liquidity for that zone. So I wanted to buy from this zone, which I did, but I did not actually stay in the trade till price actually get to my take profit, because I was kind of emotionally down. I don't want to like make trading actually make me feel more bad and all that. So I just went out from the trade at this particular point, which is just making 1-to-1 RR, which is not a good thing for my system, but it shows what it is. So this is where I was supposed to actually target in this particular trade here, but I wasn't able to stay till the end for price to actually get to that zone. Then I closed the trade. For that particular week, and this thing happened like when the trade was activated on the 19th of February, right? So I just closed the trade because I don't wanted to actually lost, and I was emotionally down as well. So that's just how this particular trade ended up to become, and it's still my system. What I saw before entering this particular trade was simply my break of structure, my order block, and also my liquidity, and this is where I entered from, right? This is where I entered from, and as you can see, I stayed for like hours. I was even at this trade when price even got to this particular zone, right? Even when price got to this particular zone, I was in this trade, but price did not actually hit my take profit. Then it started selling. Then I just said, okay, I'm just going to end it in break even, which is like making like 1-to-1 RR. That was just how I ended the trade. Then in my 45-minute time frame, this is what happened. So after price doing that stuff, okay, I said, okay, I was going to buy, and I went out from the trade without price getting to my take profit zone due to how stressful it was. I said, okay, I'm just going to continue buying from this particular zone after seeing another break of structure to the upside. So this is like the break of structure I actually saw, right? And I marked this particular zone to be my order block zone, which is my point of interest where I want to buy from. All right. So price did mitigated that zone and started going to the upside. As you can see, price mitigated the order block and it started going to the upside. And I entered from here after seeing like over 1 to 1 hour profit. This is what happened. Price reversed massively against me and stopped me out in the particular trade. That is just it for it. So after that thing happened, with the experiences I've had, I know that okay, price is going to come back to this particular zone, and if I should see liquidity, right, if I should see liquidity, I'm going to execute. Price gave me this particular liquidity right here, this particular liquidity, and what I did was just set my pending order, and this thing happened like when it happened like Friday 27th February, and I stayed in this particular trade over the weekend. And when price actually opened, this is what happened. Price slipped to the downside, giving me a massive profit and all that. So that's how I actually won this particular trade on GBP USD. And coming fast forward to what has actually happened recently, this is what happened. I not took any trade right here because I was not able to actually identify an opportunity here. So that is just it for it. So but I have an opportunity that I was also looking at that still did fail me. Not that actually losing the opportunity, price did not go to my entry point. Exactly what happened on Euro USD repeated itself on GBP USD. So this is just it. I spotted out this particular break of structure, right? And this is my liquidity. This is actually my liquidity for the opportunity, right? So, and this is my order block, which is also my point of interest where I want to sell from. And I spotted this opportunity when I spotted this opportunity like on Monday, second March on Monday. I've been waiting for it and watching the opportunity. After spotting this opportunity out, I'm going to actually show you a picture of it when this thing has not actually happened as well. I'm going to show you a picture right now. So I was looking at it. Price did not actually go to my entry point and it starts to sell to the downside. So I'm still not yet considering deactivating this particular order, but I'll just continue watching. If price chooses to continue selling to the downside, I'm just going to deactivate the order. But currently I am still pending in this order, but price actually did not get to my zone and it started selling to the downside. That is just it for this particular week. So nothing really much. I'm not taking any trade. I know this is like Friday and I'm not sure there's any trade for me to take, so I know actually take this particular trading week. So it is just what it is. Subscribe to this channel and I will appreciate you for that. Alright, nothing really much, and I'll just have to see you in my next episode. Alright, chat your chat so that chat will not forget to chat you. Alright, so I just showed you my chat. I make sure you do well to learn what you have to learn from it. Alright, see you in my next episode, fam.